I get a lot of questions about potting mix here lately, especially since a lot of our box stores are switching up on us and we can't find what we're normally used to using on potting mixes. And so I've had a frequent phone call of, this store doesn't carry what I'm used to using. What do I use now? Or when they open a product, they see that, oh, there's these big chunks of wood in there. Is that normal? Am I supposed to use this? What's it going to do to my plants? Well, one thing I'm here to tell you is a lot of those have been formulated to be used in container gardens. And so if you're worried about the big chunks, you might toss them aside. They are okay in there. They are a composted soft wood. And so it typically will not tie up the nutrients like what Justin was talking about. But if you've noticed on some of the bags, a lot of them say that there's fertilizer added in there. And so just be assured that there's probably enough of a fertilizer charge in there to keep a nutrient deficiency from happening. So what is the difference in some of these potting materials? So off to the right is our traditional, what we have found in previous years of potting mix. So it's our the peat moss mixed with the vermiculite or the perlite with probably pH adjusted and some micronutrients added. And so this is what we have been used to finding. In the last several years, the market is trying to find a more sustainable product than peat moss because as we are harvesting the peat moss, we are exhausting the peat bogs. And so we cannot replenish that. So they are trying to make peat last a lot longer by adding other organic materials into the mixes. And that is why we've started seeing a lot of bulkier, woodier mixtures. And so I encourage all of you to flip that bag over and take a look at what's in there. It's okay for those bulkier pieces to be there, the woodier pieces. Just know that they still have been formulated to be a container plant mixture. And so it's okay to use. I will be honest with you, I like what's on the right better than what's on the left. So what I will do is I'll buy a bag of each and sort of mix it. That's okay too. But one of our state specialists said earlier that if you find something you like, try to always keep using it. That way it stays consistent. I tend to shop around and find the cheapest things. That's not always a good thing. Sometimes I've been burnt. And so find something that you like and try to stick with it. And it's okay to be a little different on the mixes. Read the bag. I always try to tell people a good mix should support those roots, should provide air, water, and some nutrients. Sometimes it's just the minor nutrients. Some that actually say feeds for 4 to 6 months, those will actually have additional nutrients added in there. And just remember that you want a good loose mix, so it's going to allow for good root growth, and it's going to really support that plant. I always ask the question, do you need the formula with the additional fertilizer? Well, I believe that when you have the woodier chips in there, that additional fertilizer probably is a plus so that we don't end up in a situation like what Justin was talking about, where the plants can't pick up that nitrogen. And so I encourage you all to flip that bag over and read what the components are in that bag, because a lot of times it'll tell you how much sphagnum peat moss is in there. It's going to tell you how much, if it's got perlite or if it's got vermiculite or if it's had lime added to adjust the pH. So knowing what you're buying is good. And so that's why I promote reading the bag. And any of these that say potting mix on them, I think are generally good. I have found a few that say potting soil or garden soil, and it's still some combination of sphagnum peat moss and different components. So I urge everybody to flip that bag over and read before buying, because there's all sorts of formulations out there, and find one that's going to suit your situation.